Hello, everyone. This is Sam with EV Times. Glad that you could join us today. My guest today will be Shiva Sapkotas. He's an EV enthusiast and a YouTube creator that has a really cool channel all about electric vehicles. Not just about electric cars, but also about batteries and electric bikes and everything to do with electric vehicles. So what I'd like to do now is invite Shiva to join us on the call. And I'll tell you a little bit about what EV Times is all about. Oh, great. Hey, Shiva. Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great. You joined much sooner than I expected, but that's awesome. So, thanks for jumping on with us. I was just giving a brief introduction about your channel and about you, but no one really wants to hear about what I have to say. So, just tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel, and let's go from there.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the invitation to join today. My name is Shiva Sapkotas. I have a YouTube channel. I focus on electric mobility, so anywhere from electric vehicles to electric bikes, electric scooters. I love modifying cars and anything in general. I'm an engineer by trade, so I like taking apart stuff and personalizing it. So that's the channel. I show people how to do it step by step on my channel and help people customize it. Their electric vehicles, again, anywhere from cars to bikes to scooters.
hmm Okay, so when did you start your YouTube channel? Like, how has it changed over time? Just tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so 2018 is when I purchased my Tesla, and I have been kind of meaning to start a channel to show people that I'm really passionate about Tesla and electric vehicles, and I've always been in that boat where I like all things EV. But it wasn't until honestly when COVID hit and I was at home, working from home, I couldn't go anywhere, and I thought, you know what, I this would be a great time. I actually have some time where I'm not commuting anywhere to start producing these videos. And so it's been about a little more than 2 years that we have been doing this.
Awesome. I had a chance to look at your channel earlier, and it's very exciting. It's nice to see not just electric cars, but also electric bikes and other forms of transportation. Do you find that that's a subject that's like worth going into more?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that so I started as a Tesla channel basically because I had my Tesla, I was modifying it. Then we purchased a electric bike from Costco, and I started making videos on that bike, and there was a lot of interest on, hey, can you help us modify this bike like you were modifying your Tesla? Then that kind of started the trajectory of, sure, I'll show you guys how to upsize the battery, add certain things so that it goes faster, or it has a rack in the back. So I started showing people how to do that, and there were more interest from not just the new viewers that are coming in from the e-bike side, but also my Tesla viewers who started watching my bike videos because they were very interested in electric bikes. So then that became a trend of, now we review all kinds of bikes and scooters in the channel. And also, I think it is great that there are alternative modes of transportation, right? Of course, I would love the entire fleet to go EV at all times, everybody driving electric vehicle, but I know realistically that is not possible. And so, at least today, right? Like, so then on that front, what can we do to diversify the transportation, right? Like, not everybody has to drive a car. Then I started looking into bikes, inspired by the interest in the channel. Then I found out electric bikes are awesome. They don't take up any space. You don't need
Yeah.
a big investment, and they take you. And some of these bikes, I mean, honestly, they go like 45 miles per hour, and you could take this anywhere you go. They are portable. They make your commute fun, and they give you decent range. Some of the scooters and bike we have tested, I mean, you could get 60 plus miles of range per charge. So it's like almost the generation one version of electric cars back in the days where you would get like 50 miles of range, and that's enough for some people, right? So it's just diversifying the electric vehicle world, and showing people, yes, these bikes are not just, you get 5 miles. You actually get decent range these days.
Yeah, and they're super fun to drive.
Absolutely. They're really, really great commuting. We use electric bikes and scooters. I mean, I have a lot of those that my house, of course, I get to choose from, but you know, all the relatives that come in, they're like, "Oh my God, where do you get this?" So it's just getting the word out that there are other means of transportation beside just cars.
So what I'm hearing is like EVs are kind of part of a bigger picture, right? And
Exactly.
so why do you think that that's important or significant?
So, you know, of course, you could take climate change into whatever ways you want to take it. And I get it, like EVs are not 100%, you know, waste free, or, you know, unless we take the whole power grid and convert it into renewable energy, you're always going to have some of that component, right? Like the conversation of, well, you drive a Tesla, but that you're charging from a, you know, coal power plant. So there's always going to be that debate of whether it is 100% clean or not. But in my opinion, I'm just really passionate that I know that is better than what it was, right? Like we're not driving a car that is just really bad with gas mileages and emitting all of that. I just personally feel good not emitting anything, even though that I know there's some energy that is coming through the grid that is, you know, not 100% clean. But it's just a good feeling. It's a lot better than driving gas car, in my opinion. But again, it depends on everybody's need, right? Like EVs are not for everybody today, and that's what my channel is all about. That's what I tell people is like, hey, there's an option, there's an alternate option. You could do it, but maybe not for everybody.
hmm So what I'm hearing is like, everyone can do their part or a little part or be part of the whole bigger, picture,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, even if you just cut one commute short on a gas vehicle and you're driving carpooling electric vehicle, I think everybody is doing their part, right? Like we don't have to say 100% everybody needs to drive electric
Yeah.
tomorrow. That's not the message. It's just do your part, right? And I feel like I'm doing my part by getting people excited about electric vehicles and electric mobility in general. And a lot of people who have purchased the electric bikes after watching my reviews and how excited I got about, you know, showing, hey, it could do hill climbing and whatnot, have said that they have significantly decreased their car driving and they're actually taking their bikes out because it's fun, and you know, you're not wasting any gas going to places, you're actually using the bike. So it's a positive message, you know, kind of a feedback that I get. People email me all the time saying, I bought that bike and it's doing the job now. Like I go to groceries in that bike, or I go get my food from there, or you know, I do deliveries for food deliveries like Uber Eats and things like that, and they're actually putting their food on the rear rack and doing the delivery instead of one requiring a car, and plus they're driving cleaner, right? Like it's a bike.
Wow. So your channel has definitely impacted people. So what is that like for you to have an impact?
It's it's a good feeling, you know. I do this not because I want to. I'm not a salesperson, right? I show people what is out there, and I get excited. I get those bikes, I test it, I get the Tesla product, I test it, but it's a really good feeling at the end that all the hard work that I put in. I mean, it takes enormous amount of work to do this, record these videos, edit these videos, put it in YouTube, do all the research and get the right things. And I'm not a huge channel, right? I'm still a relatively small channel. So in that front, it's a really good feedback. Feedback like that gets me going because then I know that if I'm changing at least one person's life in a way that they are more comfortable now and they have options going forward, it's a really good feeling, and definitely goes with my idea of if you're doing even a little bit to add to this momentum, I think eventually the ripples will create a momentum to get to where we need to get to.
Definitely. Yeah. So I've got a question for you that might be, well, kind of open-ended, but in your research so far with your channel, with everything you've kind of collected so far, what do you think the next technology for electric vehicles is going to be?
So it's really hard to say, right? Like because there is a lot of exciting things that are happening, but I think we are going to make some big advancement in the battery technology, where you know the the comment that's the first comment that I get from my friends and relatives who do not like EV today is, hey, I can go 600 miles in a tank and I'm able to refill it. You're having to go every 100 miles or so and charge your Tesla, and it takes you, time to charge it. So I think there's going to be some significant advancement in the range that we're already seeing, like 500 miles per charge type of a deal. Now, I think as it becomes competitive, that is, I think that will take this momentum to the next level, is being able to take your car and not having to charge so much. And that's one piece of it. The other piece is the fast charging network, right? The accessibility of the network. And I have seen not just Tesla. I mean, Tesla figured this out long time ago, where they have all of their superchargers. They're, it's just easy. One of the reasons that I got a Tesla was because it was so easy for me on a road trip that I could just charge. But a lot of other companies are coming up with the network, and they are including everybody in the mix. And even state like, I came from Colorado, and the Colorado is putting a lot of EV charging infrastructures all over the state, where there's going to be charging places in the highways, in the corridors, local businesses. So just trying to make that better. So I think the next technology will have to do with battery and the charging infrastructure to support that. At least that is my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Like higher capacity batteries, maybe ones that can enable you to go further.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So in your channel, like what's, are you developing something right now? Are you working on a new video? Just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm always working on videos.
Yeah,
There's huge backlog of products that I have to install and show people. And typically, what happens is when the new technologies, new accessories for Tesla come out, or new electric bikes come out, that is when either I reach out to those folks or they reach out to me and say, do you want to do this in your channel? And my channel has a very specific niche. Again, as I said, I'm not doing videos where I'm telling people, go buy this, go buy that. I'm doing videos telling people, hey, you got a new product. This is how you install it. And this is what I think. And that is what I do. And that's when people go to my channel a lot of time for installation guides. Because what I have found through feedback is the vendors, they create the product, but sometimes they don't have that resources to create easy to follow installation guides. And that's why it takes me longer, I feel like, to produce videos than other YouTubers in this space, because I'm not just talking. I'm actually opening up the Tesla and taking apart a lot of components in there and trying to put this together so that people have easier things. And a lot of times we have talked about, for example, instrument clusters on a Tesla Model 3 and Y. And people came from having something they can look in front of them, a cluster, and then all of a sudden it's a drastic change. And even for me, I'm a tech guy, and even for me in the beginning when I purchased my Model 3, it was a little bit difficult to look at the right and see that screen, because I'm so used to looking at it. And change is inevitable, but at the same time, change is hard, right? So then I don't agree that Tesla is just completely eliminating that aspect of, hey, this car is going to drive by itself one day, so you don't need a cluster. I think Tesla should strongly consider adding products that make people's life comfortable and take the feedback from the owners. And there are a lot of people in my channel who comment like, you don't need that. And I get it. It's not for everyone. And every time I review a product, I always say, this is definitely not for everyone. But there are a fair amount of people who are looking to have that option, make their car look like what they are used to driving on the road. And so that is just one example of products that I add where it adds value for people. We have added CarPlays to Teslas. I have made my car door open and close by itself, like valet mode. Lots and lots. I mean, probably over 50 accessories that we have added just in the last 2 years alone. So a lot of products, and I'm always behind on videos, but I always try to at least give 100% and make easy to follow accessories that people can just follow along while they're installing it.
Well, that is absolutely fascinating, and I will definitely tune in to see what's next for you. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on with me today and doing this interview with me. I really learned a lot, and I will definitely watch whatever's next. So,
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, we are always, again, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really passionate about this stuff. So that helps because I'm not doing this because I have to or it's my channel's growth or whatever. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about everything that I do, and I want to get people excited, right? Like, in my opinion, I have paid enough money to Tesla to get my car. I want to make it my own by customizing it, making it unique, making it to my liking, right? Like, I want this button right here instead of here, or like instead of not having any options, I want to be able to add this option type of a thing. And I think a lot of people are in that same boat, that they want to be able to customize it, make it their own, right?
yeah, definitely. I feel the same way.
Thanks.
So again, thank you so much, and we'll definitely stay in touch and tune into what you have next. So have a good day, and thank you so much for coming on with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and I wish you the best.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.